proper lighting.
Yeah, Judy Myczek, right?
Myczek.
All right, Tom Petty, no you don't, because it's time for the KRIM Community Spotlight program. Good morning, everyone. Chris Higgins in the studio. Hope you're having a great Wednesday morning. Beautiful out there and a little cool though. Wow, chilly at night, but it feels great. And yeah, beautiful days. So this morning in the studio, it's been a little while since we've done a program with the Beverage Place, and we're going to be talking a wine and a wine tasting that they do every Friday from 4:30 to 6:30 at the Beverage Place. And in the studio is Judy Myczek from the Beverage Place. Good morning, Judy.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing good. I know I was telling Judy I used to frequent the wine tastings. They're a great event. Especially if you're newer to the community, even if you've been here forever. It's just a fun event to go and socialize, try different wines at the Beverage Place. But because of high school football, Friday Night Lights, I have not been over there. But she's going to talk about the wines that she'll be serving, and they'll be serving this Friday. Again, the time is from 4:30 to 6:30, and the Beverage Place right there in the Legacy Home Furnishings Shopping Center, where Urgent Care is, AutoZone, T-Mobile, right next to T-Mobile. Mm-hmm. So it's a great time, and you serve light hors d'oeuvres as well, right?
Yes.
And is Tom? I know Tom. The cheese curd.
Yeah, the
Tom,
cheese nerd.
Cheese nerd. He. Usually, I know during the summer when he's doing the Payson Farmers Market.
He's actually out of town right now. I think he may even be in Portugal right now.
Really?
So.
Oh, wow. In Portugal. Mm-hmm. Nice. So hopefully enjoying some nice port.
Yes. And they do good table wines too there, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, all right. Well, Judy, if you're watching on our KRIM FM Facebook page, we're doing a live this morning as we usually do. And you can see the different wines that Judy has brought in. There's 5 wines that they do a tasting with every Friday, and sometimes Sylvia even throws in a little something special there, maybe a whiskey or a tequila, bourbon, something. So it's just a lot of fun. So, Judy, you want to tell us about the wines that you'll be tasting this Friday?
Mm-hmm. Sure. This, since we're going into cooler weather, we're going to move into a little bit heavier wine, not so crisp and light for the fall. So they're going to be a little bit heavier, a little bit heartier.
Okay.
Because your food's going to start, the foods that you eat are going to start getting a little bit heartier also. Be thinking, pot roast and chili, things like that, heavier meals. So we're going to go heavier wines to go with those heavier meals. First one we're doing today is the Elowen Chardonnay. This is a Chardonnay from Oregon. It's actually it's from 3 different regions in Oregon. The Northwest region, which will bring your bright acidity to it, which is always good in a white wine. Actually good in a red too. Kind of gives it balance. The West Central Hills, which is going to give you the flavors of apples, pears, give you all your fruit flavors. And then Southwestern Oregon, that fruit in there, those grapes in there will be melon notes, tropical fruit, banana, pineapple. So they're going to kind of blend that together, make it like a little melange of flavors. And it's a little bit buttery, not too buttery, but a little bit more buttery for a little bit more heft to it. And should be really good with seafood, salads, poultry, cheeses, vegan foods, really good with vegetables, any kind of vegetable dish, really good. So this is a really nice one. It's a nice clean wine. It's nicely balanced.
And this one, again, from Oregon.
Yes,
it's
from Oregon.
Yeah, and that's something that in the Beverage Place, you have such a great selection from all over the world. All the different countries that are producing wine. You have representation from those countries, and so whatever your tastes are, because people have different tastes when it comes to wine, whites, reds, and the different types of whites and reds, and sweet and dry, and so on. It's great to be able to go into the Beverage Place and ask yourself or Sylvia just about the wines.
Yes, it is. We can usually help you with if you know what you're looking for, or even if you know what you like, what flavors you like. We can pretty much help you find just the perfect wine.
Gotcha, and that's great. That's great to have that resource. And again, the wine tasting every Friday night from 4:30 to 6:30 gives you the ability to actually try them, to taste them, to see if you like that wine, or
even to develop your style, to find out what your style is. Oh, I like buttery Chardonnays. Oh, well, here's a buttery Chardonnay. Do you like this? That way you'll know. Oh man, maybe I don't like buttery Chardonnays. Then
Gotcha.
it kind of helps you define what your taste is, so that you can put it into words.
Yes. No, that is great. So, what is the next wine that you have?
The next wine, we're going to Carneros, which is right on the edge of Sonoma and Napa Valley.
Okay.
So, pricey real estate, but they grow very good wines there, very good grapes there. The wines in Carneros are usually the Burgundian grapes, so usually Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, and they do it. They've got like cool, foggy mornings. I don't know if you've ever been there in the morning. That fog just kind of rolls in.
Wow.
And then the sun kind of burns off the fog and ripens those grapes for you, and then it's got the cool evening. So you're not ever getting over sunny, over rich, overdone grapes. You're gonna get like the lighter Burgundian styles, like I said. So you're gonna get flavors like this is the Acacia Pinot Noir. This one's got plum and cherry fruit. And it's got silky flavors, but it's not a heavy wine. Like when we go to Paso Robles with the next three wines, actually, you're going to be getting heavier flavors. These are lighter and silkier from the Carneros region, especially in that grape too, Pinot Noir. It's a very light grape, but it's very elegant. Silky, kind of like satiny. It's just very nice. Very nice. And it goes really well with a lot of foods. You can do it with red meats. You can do it with any kind of poultry. Salmon, it's perfect with. It's just perfect with fishes. Oh, love it. This has a little bit of flavor of smoked mesquite in it, too. It's kind of cool. It's got black cherry, raspberry, cola, and spice. And then a little bit plum and a little touch of mesquite. Don't know how they do it, but it's delicious.
Wow. Yeah. It is something, the flavors, just all the different flavors from the grapes.
Don't know how they do it sometimes, but it's just perfect.
Wow. No, that sounds really nice.
And we had this last weekend with pulled pork sandwiches. It was good.
Oh,
It was real good.
And that one from Sonoma.
And that one was that's actually from right on the border of Carneros is Sonoma and Napa, so it's kind of pricey real estate.
Gotcha. So nice.
And that one's a 14.9% alcohol, so it's kind of high in alcohol. So it's a little bit bigger than you would normally get from Burgundy. That would be 14.5. But so I mean, just because it's California, and California does get so much sun, it's going to be a little bit higher in alcohol, a little bit richer, riper.
So we have a couple comments on our Facebook Live. Clifford Lane watching in Illinois says, I enjoy the vino, with some pictures of wine glasses there. And then also Hannah Lusk. Hannah and Hooch says the Beverage Place rocks. So she likes coming out to the Beverage Place as well for the wine tastings, and her whiskey is available. Hannah and Hooch, the black cherry.
It's a black
infused
cherry. Yeah, rye. I think
rye,
it's a
black cherry rye.
Yeah.
Whiskey is available at the Beverage Place as well. So nice.
And people are loving it too.
People are loving. Yeah, no, it is good. Yeah, if you go in the kitchen here, you'll find a bottle. So it is very
in
good.
many a kitchen.
Yeah, in many a kitchen around the rim country. That's
Yep.
for sure. Yeah. So okay. So those are the first two. A little bit, as you said, a little bit lighter, not as heavy, but
Right.
still heavier than the wines that you have been featuring, more of
Correct.
the summer wines.
Correct.
That you would pair with the lighter foods, but these still go nice with the chicken, fish, salads, and red meat as well.
Yeah,
You said
pulled
the-
pork. Just
yeah,
it
pulled
was
pork.
perfect. It was just perfect
Pork.
with it. So
Yeah, so great. So now, getting into a little bit of the heavier
yeah, we're
wines
moving
here.
south to Paso Robles area now, where they do get more sun, a whole lot more sun. Cool
Okay.
nights still, but they get a lot of sun during the day. So
okay.
these are a little bit heavier yet.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 14.9 alcohol, so it's a little bit higher in alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Zinfandel. Zinfandel. This one, if I would have had this one, I would have done this one with my pulled pork. 'Cause
Oh.
I love Zinfandel and pulled pork,
Okay.
and I would have stuck it in my sauce.
Mhm.
Because like when you do that, it just goes perfectly together. It's like you can't. Yeah, there's no missing when you do that. But I
Wow.
love Zinfandel with pulled pork, and but I didn't happen to have it. I had Pinot Noir. I went with that, and that was perfect too. So
And how do you pronounce the
Rabble.
Rabble.
Mhm.
So Rabble, and I love. I know there's others as well that love wine labels. The people get so creative. These vineyards get so creative with the labels.
It's like it's actually got an app on there that you can. It's augmented reality label.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Murray, the man who created this, was the first man to do a wine label that was where you scan it and you get it to move.
Gotcha.
So he's the first. I have not had a chance to actually do it yet because we just got these in.
Mhm.
But
So
he was the first. Yeah, he created the first wine bottle label to do that. So you have to
Oh, it says
download the Rabble wine app, and then you scan the front label, and
Gotcha.
like I think on one of these, it showed online. Because I looked it up online real quick, but it showed like the flames of the label here were literally moving. Were like a real fire.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really cool. But he was the first man to do that on the wine label. So
Wow. And yeah, it's really cool. In fact, I'm downloading the app right now, so I'm going to open that up and we're going to check this out. Because it's really, the artwork is really cool. And also, Rabble, we cannot command nature except by obeying her. And it shows, just like this twister going through this town here, tearing things up. So
yeah, actually, these labels that he's got on the Rabble wines are from it's a block print from what's the name of that thing? The Nuremberg Chronicle. Now I don't, this gets kind of geeky, but it's an old ancient from 1493. One of the first printed books that weren't handwritten. First printed book, ushering into the age of the Renaissance. Where that was fully illustrated, and he's taken some of the wood print drawings from that book into this. So it's like a real rare book, but it's a treasure. It's a worldwide treasure. It's just an old ancient book that kind of was one of the few that started to, and it was like an encyclopedia of all the worldwide events. And during that time, it was still kind of like moving from the Dark Ages, starting to move towards the Renaissance. So it was still a lot of holy stuff, a lot of biblical scripture, and plus they had mythological stuff in there too, and then starting to put in more secular things too. So sort of just like a really cool little encyclopedia. And I love stuff like that, but it gets kind of geeky for other people. So
no, But yeah, it just makes it more. There's more engagement. That interaction. With the wine, and yeah, that's really neat. So this wine again pairs well with.
This is pulled pork, smoked brisket, even Chinese takeout. Any kind of red meat, even steaks, anything on the grill. This should be really good with. You could even probably do this with your heavier fish, like halibut would probably go well with it too.
So there it is, right there. I think where I don't know if you see it moving, and the little tornadoes moving, and there's lightning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was the first man to actually do that for wine labels.
Yeah.
So it's like he's kind of well known in the community for that. So.
Yeah, because I think 19 Crimes, they do that.
Yes,
as well.
they do it too. Theirs is a kind of cool one too, actually.
Yeah, where you can see the different things. The criminal on the wine. Wow, that is cool. So pulled pork, brisket.
Chinese takeout.
Chinese takeout.
Yeah, which I'm doing tonight, which I might actually try a little.
There you go.
I might have to try that out.
Yeah. Get a bottle. There you go. So that is the Zinfandel. Now the other one you have is
the red blend.
Red blend.
Now see, this one looked like a plague or something. Is that a plague?
A tornado. Looks like a big tornado coming through.
And this one is a fire.
Or this is a fire on the label.
And that one is a red blend. And that one's kind of cool too. It's a unconventional blend. You don't usually see blends like this all the time. But the vintner is he's like progressive and creative. He likes to go against the norm. He likes to do things his own way. Yeah. And it's kind of cool. You could tell by his labels, and I think you'll be able to tell by his wines too. He's got Cabernet, Merlot, Petit Verdot, Syrah, Petit Syrah, Tannat, Tempranillo, and Malbec. He's got Spanish wines, French wine, grapes, Argentine grapes. He's got American, he's got all kinds in there. It's kind of like the kitchen sink.
Wow.
But it's supposed to really come together really well. It's got tasting notes are ripe black fruit notes of plum and cherry, mixed berries with more quiet notes of warm spice. Subtle oak notes weave in and out, balance the fruit with smooth tannins and the essence of cinnamon and vanilla. Sounds delish to me.
It does. And I know from the different wine tastings at the Beverage Place, I found that I really like the blends.
Me too.
New World blends, I think what you refer to them, whether coming out of Oregon, California,
yeah, I do too.
Even other countries that are newer to the wine industry, but the blends just seem to, when they do it right, they just have a great balance to them, and they just seem very balanced.
It's like when you make a stew or something, how you taste it and you say, needs more salt or something, and so you add more salt. It's kind of like they're doing that with the wine, so that the finished product is just totally complete.
Yes.
That's what I like about blends, but not everyone likes that, but I do.
Yeah, and I know some maybe believe that it is not natural or not the way to do it, like the old world wines where they stick to
actually
the single grapes.
That's more actually new world than it is old, because Bordeaux's ancient, and Bordeaux is blended.
Oh wow.
It's
okay
blends. Yeah, it's Cab, Merlot, Tannat sometimes. Yeah, Petit Verdot. Yeah, so it's always a blend. Well, every once in a while you find 100%.
Yeah.
They believe in blending their wines too, because I think it's that same thing where they find that there's just a little bit something missing here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add a little bit of this wine, which I know will give it this character.
Yeah.
And so it just ends up being a completely well-rounded wine. That's what I love about blends.
Yeah, but I think I remember you saying though there's they have like percentages, or they're pretty strict.
They're very strict.
that blend for it to still be considered one type of wine. It can't have over this percentage,
right?
Or it must have at least this percentage.
They've got some
grape.
strict laws.
Yeah, so real strict. Where it seems like the new world, they kind of throw that rule book out the window almost.
And especially this vintner, I think, is going to be I can kind of tell just by the way he's had done the labels and by his whole philosophy.
Yeah. Well, and also watching on our KRIM FM Facebook Live, Francesca Perez, and she says, something to do when I come up to Payson on Friday. So
indeed,
nice.
Come on up.
Yeah, stop by, check out the Beverage Place.
We'll gladly welcome you.
Yeah, it's just a really great event. Again, it's from 4:30 to 6:30 on every Friday at the Beverage Place. And you get to try, the 5 different wines. They have hors d'oeuvres out there, some cheeses, some meats, grapes, and sometimes, again, when he's not on vacation, but when he's in town, Tom, the cheese curd guy, who's out at the Payson Farmers Market, he likes to come out there, or he brings cheese out.
We sample his cheese.
Yeah, goat cheese, or one of his nice cheese curds, and they're, oh my gosh, so good. Can't stop eating them. It is so good. So there we go. So the Rabble red wine, Paso Robles.
Yep, that's a 14. That was a 14.7, I think. No, 14.5. So sort of high in alcohol.
Yeah.
Kind of a big sort of more. It's going to be more rich, more heavy. Good for fall and winter food.
There we go. And so the last one, the 5th wine that you.
Well, you were talking about football.
Yeah.
Well, I brought in Charles Woodson's wine. He's a football star from the NFL. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yep.
Well, he got together with Gus Gonzalez and Mondavi winemaker Rick Ruiz, and he wants to transform the tailgate tradition.
Whoa!
So he got into the winemaking game, and he's produced something to elevate the culture of tailgating.
Wow! So hey, Intercept.
Yes.
How appropriate, because he was a cornerback. So, and I believe he's up there as far as in interceptions, all-time interceptions as well. So, wow, that is pretty interesting. Charles Woodson, huh? So, tell us a little bit about the.
Okay, this is a Paso Robles Cabernet. So it's kind of rich, kind of a little bit heavier than what we've been doing in the past. Really good with meats. It's got ripe blackberries, red currants, dried herbs. It's full-bodied, so it's got baking spice and plush ripe fruit. So it's gonna be plush. Yeah, exactly. Plush is probably the perfect word for it. It's gonna be really good with barbecue steaks, anything tailgating. Perfect. Lamb chops, short ribs, chili, anything like that. This should be really good with.
Wow, there we go.
But these are pretty ripe. Great for all your meats. Actually, this one sort of kind of getting there too, but it's still a little bit more versatile. And then that one's a little bit heavier, a little bit heavier fare too. So, I think we got you covered for the fall foods.
Yeah, no, that is a great, just a variety, real nice variety. And Charles Woodson. There was also a Rod Woodson, which they're not related at all. So, you thought we would just be talking about wine, but we get to mix in football here as well, since Charles Woodson.
I thought you would like that.
Yeah, one of the owners are involved in the making of that wine. He has the most defensive touchdowns of any defensive player, and second in interceptions returned for touchdowns, and he's tied 5th most interceptions in NFL history. So
that's
it's appropriate. Intercept.
Apropos.
That's pretty interesting. So you never know what you'll be talking about at the Beverage Place. Very interesting. All the different wines. These are all U.S. wines, but many times you often will mix and do an assortment or a mixture of wines from outside of the U.S. and with U.S. wines. So always something a little different. Now, you also do dinners at different restaurants.
Yes, we do.
Provide the wine for dinners at different restaurants around Rim Country, and you have one coming up, don't
Yes, we do.
you? Okay.
We've got one coming up at the Diamond Point Shadows Steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Monday, November 7th, so it's the day before voting day, right?
No, it is
isn't
the day
election?
before.
Yeah,
the
election
day
day
before.
is 8th, right?
The 8th, so there
So
you
the day
go.
before.
Pre-election day.
Pre-election day.
Celebratory dinner, right here. Yeah.
Yes. So you should come.
Yeah. There you go.
And the time is 4 to 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a choice of either prime rib or salmon. You get to pick which one you want. You're
Very
going to
nice.
have a garnish tray, a garden salad, a baked potato, high top mud pie. We'll be serving some fantastically good wines.
Mm-hmm.
So far, what we've picked out has been really, really good, cool stuff. Also, we're going to be doing our wine guys are going to be pouring some whiskeys and some bourbons with that, to go with that too. So we can kind of pair. I try to figure it out so that with the salmon and the prime rib, to bring wines in for people to taste that would pair with those foods, so they can see how wine and food go together so well. How they mesh so well. So we're trying to highlight the food, and by highlighting the food, highlighting the wine in the same process. So.
Wow. And now there's a limited number of tickets available, only
Yes.
50 tickets available.
Yes.
So if you're interested in attending this dinner, checking it out, you'll need to get your tickets soon, and you can purchase them at the Beverage Place?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so you can go by the Beverage Place. And again, Beverage Place located right next to T-Mobile in the, I believe, Legacy Home Furnishings.
I think
Is
it's
it
called,
still Legacy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. There where Urgent Care is, and also AutoZone. And who moved into that complex, into that building recently is Vibe Dance Academy.
Oh,
Down
I did
on the
notice
end,
that,
yeah,
yes.
where Anytime Fitness was. So Vibe Dance Academy is in there, and they're doing some really cool things. They have obviously all of the children's classes, but they have different adult classes as well down there. So really cool building, cool complex, a lot of great businesses in there. But the Beverage Place, again, wine tasting every Friday from 4:30 to 6:30, and these are the different wines that they'll be serving this Friday. And then the wine dinner out at Diamond Point Shadows Steakhouse is Monday, November 7th, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And again, only 50 tickets available, so you need to head over to the Beverage Place, get your tickets. The menu sounds delicious, and the wines,
It should be a really good time.
will be great. So yeah, it should be a fabulous dinner. So that's and the wine dinners, is this the last one of the year, Judy?
This will be the last one of the year. We'll probably try to do another one in the spring sometime.
Okay.
But this will be the last one of the year. Plus, we'll kind of try to tie in the holidays. You may want to buy wine for people for holidays. So
There we go.
you can. Yeah, this is all kind of bring it all together.
Yeah, and that's great. Yeah, if you are going to the wine tasting with friends, or you're talking about the different wines, you find out what they like, the ones that they really are enjoying, then that's a great way to get them a gift that they'll enjoy, instead of just kind of winging it or guessing, saying, well, I know they like reds. Oh, okay, here, I'll get this one. And they don't really, maybe enjoy it that much. So a great way to find out, what people like. So thank you, Judy, so much for coming in
You're
today.
welcome. Happy to come. Always happy to come in.
Yeah, and this Friday is the last high school, it's the last regular season high school football game. Hopefully our Longhorn football team should be heading to the playoffs. So it'll be exciting to follow them into the playoffs. But last regular season game, and then I should be back over for the wine tastings.
Great.
Because they're a great, really fun event, and encourage everyone to check it out. So thank you again, Judy. Thank you everyone for listening and watching today on our KRIM FM Facebook page. Time to get back to the music with some Bare Naked Ladies, Queens of the Stone Age, Spiral Staircase, Tommy Two-Tone, and more. But first, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service.
Place and in surrounding areas. I'm Deb Casper here on
All right, there you go, guys.
Yeah, it was a good one. Thank you.
That was very good. See you later, guys.